Hi, I'm Mathieu from Ludicreations, and today we are at the Essen Spiel 2017 with Babis. Hi.
Hi.
So we are in the Ludicreations booth with your game. Is it your first one?
No, Alexandria is my third game, and I'm really proud of it because it's my biggest one. Well, size-wise.
So it's a game for 2 to 4 players. It plays, I think, with expert players like 14 years old and up.
Precisely. The game is 2 to 4. It's a Euro-style game with an asymmetrical player powers, and it can play from ages 14 and up.
Do we have asymmetrical goals as well?
I'm afraid not. Well, the good thing is that we actually have a common goal to gather as many victory points as we can, and with that in mind, we play in our own play style.
So it's competitive, we have the same goals but not the same powers.
It's cooperative. It's not competitive, it's not cooperative. It's an amalgam of both.
So there's a way of losing as well?
Well, everyone loses except the sole survivor of the burning down of the library.
So we are in this library, I guess, which is represented by those tiles with a lot of tiles on them, so treasures and books, I guess. What do we try to do? What are those victory points?
Players found themselves trapped in the library at the moment that it gets burned. The thing is that, given the fact that they are heroes, they try to assist as many people as possible, including their own opponents, and they try to gather and collect as many books and relics they can to safeguard them from the flames. The thing is that the whole historical setting of the library concerns various centuries of it getting burned, so it is not set on a precise moment in the story, in the timeline, and that's depicted by various characters that we also have. There are 4 different cultures involved in the game. We have the Egyptians, the ancient Macedonians, the Romans, and the Jewish, which are portrayed by the Palmyran scribe.
So what do we do in a player turn? Is there any sequence of play that we have to go through, or is it a bit free?
Exactly. During each round, each player has 8 time to spend. This is the time frame, and players need to spend the time wisely by drawing cards, playing their own cards, and moving themselves around the library, while assisting their opponents and teammates, I'd say, as well. After 5 rounds of game, it's over. So practically you have 40 time to spend in total. That's
so I guess that we can probably keep some time for the next round. Do we have like a time limit? No, we can't keep time.
Sadly not. There are not chronomancers in this game. There are not time travelers or whatever. People have their own time to spend and lose it if they don't spend it good.
So why can we go up to 10 on this time track?
Some of those characters have the chance to actually perform even better and make their actions even more. They can accelerate their play, so they might have the chance to get 10 time at the beginning.
So is it card driven, or do we have like actions which are common, like moving and picking up something, I guess?
There are some common actions like moving, drawing cards, but the rest depends on the character that you're playing. Certain characters look for certain things. For example, the Palmyran scribe wishes to safeguard books and relics, but she doesn't care about people. However, the Macedonian royal guard really wishes to protect the people and some treasures along the way. So this is depicted by their own unique cards. You cannot find a common card in a deck. So in essence, you have 12 different things to do, and you need to do them good in order to score points. If you can't manage to do that, then your opponents might score even more.
So at the end of the game, how does it work? Is it according to our objectives that we score points?
Yes. As the game progresses, the library gets shorter and smaller and smaller because rooms are getting burned to the ground, and players need to readjust their strategies. At the beginning of the fifth round, it gets the hero that's responsible for the burning of the library gets revealed, and in that round, players have their last chance to do something and save themselves and amass more points.
How do you decide how it gets shorter? Like, is there any specific deck of cards that tells you, okay, this room burns, or?
There's a specific ruling in that burning of the library, which concerns the rooms that are much more distant. Just to make things clear, that the board isn't the same at all. It's never the same. When you play it once, the second time that you play it, the board will be rather different because each room tile has a different orientation. So you amass all the tiles together, you shuffle them up, and then you reveal one by one by following the pattern of the light. And you build the room basically as you progress.
Okay, and why did you have the idea of this game? Did it come from the theme?
Well, yes, the prototype it was set in a medieval setting, in a fictional, a fantasy one. However, after showing the game to Ludicreations, they offered me this chance to actually, well, this idea of why not shifting it to Alexandria, because we already have a fabled library that got burned to the ground ages ago, and we wished to go to that direction, and we did.
It could be the name of the rose, book and movie, for example, where there is a huge library that burns and characters that try to rescue books as well. Have you seen this movie?
Oh, The Name of the Rose? Yeah. Well, yes, it has been ages since I last saw it. Yeah, and it was really interesting. It concerned monks, right? Yeah. Well, this isn't about monks. This is about heroes and personal achievements. And given the fact that the library has been burned 3 times in the centuries, there are many cultures involved in that. So expect to learn much more about them and the items involved in the game, because in the game you will find a booklet, a history booklet that actually refers to certain entries. So you will find philosophers and mathematicians in the person deck, and you can find more about their lives in the booklet. You can find books and the explanation of them as well in the booklet. The only thing that is imaginary are these 4 specific individuals, which are not connected to any individual at all.
Okay, so I think it's out just now at the Essen Spiel, right? Do you think it's going to be in French someday?
Hopefully. I really hope that this game gets translated to every language possible, because it offers a great experience and passes on a good message and gives the opportunity to the players to actually learn more, or even have a small glimpse of how it might have been to be trapped in such a historical situation. I really regard this game, my game, as a thing to be, as you play, you get to live its moments. You get to live some experience something.
What's the message that you want to give to the players, if there is a message, because you told us about message?
Just as soon as you enter a building, be mindful of where the fire exit is, because these 4 people didn't do so, and they're really, really, really into a bad thing. However, if you are quite courageous yourself and you are a selfless individual, you should take example from these guys and assist anyone in a precarious situation.
And obviously there is no fire rescue team, so big up to fire rescue teams.
Yeah, it's one of those games where something burns and that there isn't a fireman present. So we've got no firemen, no national guards whatsoever. Only simple people.
I think you covered everything, Babis, so thank you very much for that overview of Alexandria, and see you on Ludvox. Bye bye!
Thank you so much.